Hello, friends. So, y'all been asking for it, so I'm gonna deliver. Everyone has wanted a leveling guide for the Bane Occultist. Lots of requests for that, so we're gonna do that today. And I'm really excited to share it with you guys. It's really fun and it's awesome. So let's get to it. All right, so first of all, I put everything in the POB that will be linked in this video, and it's just updating the one from the previous video, so the exact same link. I'm putting everything in the notes here if you're interested. There are now trees for roughly line up with the axe. They don't perfectly, but this will give you an idea of what you're going to be doing for your leveling trees all the way from Act 1 to Act 2, 3, 4, and then onwards. This is basically about when you're going to kill Katava. You know, I might be off by a couple points with the axe, but you can follow along, and hopefully that's very clear what's going to go on here. So, and then in the notes, I have that really Act 1 is the vast majority of the complexity here, getting your initial setup going. Act 2, almost nothing happens. Act 3, we swap over to Bane, and then we do our lab, and then we're basically done. That's how simple and smooth it's going to be all the way through. So if we start off with looking at Act 1, what you're going to start off with is whatever you like initially. You know, you have Fireball with Arcane Surge. You can grab, I really like to grab Freezing Pulse as soon as you come into Lionized Watch, because it's just way more comfortable for doing the first couple quests as you go up to the Mudflats. After that, I really like to swap over to Holy Flame Totem with added lightning damage support. And if you have a 3-link, I like to put in Infused Channeling as well. And then I like to use Flame Wall with added lightning damage support as well. The reason I choose added lightning damage, it's not for any particular reason. You can use added cold damage if you prefer. It's just the colors. I generally will just have more blue links that I tend to find. But if you have a red and a green link, you can just grab added cold damage, whatever feels good to you. Infused Channeling also is a really nice 3rd link for the Holy Flame Totem. And that's most of it. You're going to get Frost Blink early. Swap that over to Flame Dash. I like to run a Vitality and Clarity just to keep my stuff up. And then later on, I did do a 2-link into a 3-link with Blight, with then Void Manipulation. And then when I got a 3-link, I put in Infused Channeling. And then if you're able, grab an Essence Drain, Void Manipulation, and later on we'll grab a Controlled Destruction. Even if you don't link Essence Drain, even if you don't cast it, if you have an extra blue link, just toss it in, because you want that to be as high level as possible by the time you start using it more. And then in addition, if you can find an extra red socket, put a steel skin on your left click. This will make you much tankier as you're trying to walk around. And the playstyle is just going to be Holy Flame Totem, a couple Flame Walls around, and keep on going. That's really it. Holy Flame Totem gets the advantage of the Flame Walls. You're just going to walk through the zone, Holy Flame Totem, and then you can channel some Blight in addition if you want to. And that's about it. That's going to be all of your Act 1. So what I really like to do also is before I go in the caverns, there's a lot of witches that freeze you, and then especially for fighting Merveil, it's really nice. You know, if you're speedrunning, you might not want to do this, but come over to the crafting bench, find your items that have open suffixes, and then just craft on cold res on there. Just type in your little cold res and craft that on there, and it can make a big difference for making Merveil like annoying and hard to just being trivial and not taking any damage. In addition to that, for gearing, if you're able to get a magic topaz, sapphire, or ruby ring, I like ruby since we're doing fire, and since we're going to be grabbing Firewalker early, this is actually really nice for just scaling that additional little fire damage. I like to use a ruby, but if you aren't able to get one, whatever is fine. The flat damage is huge. If you don't find like a really good wand that has any damage on it, in fact, I don't even have one because I just didn't take the time to to do it, but this is a gigantic damage boost for you. An Orb of Alteration, a magic topaz, sapphire, or ruby ring, which will give you lightning, cold, or fire damage, and then a magic wand. Just pick it up off the ground, sell it to a vendor, and you will get the flat lightning damage to spells of that type. This will give you a gigantic damage boost in Act 1, like basically triple your damage. So it's really huge, and it makes everything way easier. Definitely get that ASAP. Unfortunately, when we do switch over to Chaos skills, that damage does not apply. But for getting through Act 1 and 2, it's basically night and day. So definitely do that. Then for the tree, we're just going to go up to Firewalker first, go through Heart and Soul, Deep Wisdom. I grabbed Practical Application because it gave me more strength, so I could level up my Steel Skin and my Holy Flame Totem much more comfortably, as well as getting that res and getting avoid interruption from stuns while casting is just really, really nice, especially with the harder monsters in Act 1. And then Arcane will actually be getting buffed pretty significantly. Now, a little bit of a downside, it actually will take 1 extra point to be able to get this next patch, but the 2 extra mana per second is a pretty nice buff, actually. So I want to take that as well. This helps a lot with channeling Blight because it is kind of mana heavy. And then in Act 2, almost nothing happens. It's continue doing your Holy Flame Totem, Flame Wall. I do toss in some ED and some Blight when I'm able to, when those are down. But the totem's going to be carrying you. If you are able to get a 3rd link, we're going to pick up a few Controlled Destructions. We want to have 3 of those for the future. That's about it. None of these other gems do we really use here. So, we don't use any of these reservations or auras or whatever. We're still just rocking Vitality and Clarity. Keep on going through. I kill all of the bandits. The +2 points is just really, really worth it. We're not really going for crit or anything. We have enough mana from Arcane Will, so Alira does nothing for us. We're just good to go. Just get on through Act 2 and keep on trucking. All right, I guess we'll go on the left side now. Act 3 is where the magic happens. You're going to probably do the first couple acts here. We can't use Bane until level 24, but once you hit level 24, you'll be good enough to swap over to Bane. Ideally, you're going to get a 4-link sometime soon within Act 3. If not, don't sweat it. What you're going to do is grab Bane with Despair, Temp Chains, and then your 4th link, if you are lucky, you'll swap in that Controlled Destruction. And this is really going to do most of the work for you. So at this point, we're basically going to be making a beeline for Whispers of Doom. I would actually not take... This was kind of hard to get across in the leveling tree, but don't take Mysticism first. I would actually make the beeline to Whispers of Doom because you want to make sure you have that when you get Bane because you want to apply 2 curses. And then I would go back and grab Mysticism. With that said, as an alternative, if you have a really nice shield, has like, spell damage and really, really nice life and res and all that, if you find that, this is a cool thing looking towards 316. These things don't exist currently. I would actually grab the Arcane Sanctuary nodes because these will actually give us more spell damage than Mysticism, and it gives us a little bit more defense and block. So that's the alternative depending on what you end up doing. I found 2 wands, so this is what I would end up doing. This also gives us 6% movement speed and 10% cast speed. So, if you want to get through the acts quickly, do this. If you're in hardcore, I would go for Arcane Sanctuary. But most important, grab Whispers of Doom first because we're going to be double cursing with Despair and Temp Chains right off the bat. Also, to be clear here, I very purposely did not take Arcane Expanse. 20% AoE is nice, but I just don't really care about it, especially while I'm leveling. I took these 2 because it has damage and it has some AoE on it. Arcane Expanse is not taken on purpose. This was not a mistake. All right, so we're in Act 3. We're roughly level 24 to 26, and our build is basically done. This is why I'm actually excited to share this leveling process that we figured out last night, because it's actually really, really cool to be level 24. The build is put together. This is how it's going to play the rest of the time that you play it. Almost nothing changes except for, having Vol Blight and just being stronger. All we're going to be doing at this point is walking around. Also, notice I have very, very, very bad gear. Almost all of this is just from Act 1. There's almost nothing here. I went back, I crafted some movement speed on my boots. I never found movement speed boots this whole time. I'm still wearing some magic items that are really bad. I'm getting almost no damage at all on my wands. And this is what it looks like. So all you do is you just go and Bane. You're just going and Baning. And that's it. So once you have this put together, you're just Baning the monsters. Actually, I haven't killed Gravicius yet. Let's do that. So you're going to Bane. Keep your distance. You want to get ED on the monster as well. Keep your Bane on. And if you want to be super safe, that's it. Now he's dead. And then it's really, really comfortable and easy for bossing. And in fact, this is one of my new favorite ways to level. If I'm ever leveling a witch in general, even a non-occultist, I may level like this as an occultist and then respec later because it is so comfortable and nice. I'm actually preferring this over the Armageddon brand cremation setup that is, better for speed leveling, but this is so comfortable. Azzaro's easy. I don't have to be standing next to him. I killed Malachi I didn't die once at all. I was talking with chat, not even looking at the screen. Just do a blight, put your ED on him, and then walk in a circle for 5 seconds. Really, really nice and comfortable, honestly. One important note here is after you do Victario's Secrets, which is getting those platinum busts in the sewer, is you're actually going to use those 2 respec points to undo Firewalker, and that will let you get over to the points that now work for your chaos skills better. If you're super uncomfortable with your fire res, you can grab that, you can keep it temporarily, but I do recommend unspecking that so you can just kind of move over here. So as we move on towards the end of Act 3, we're going to move into Atrophy, get our chaos damage up here. I am proposing that we grab the +1 level of all chaos skill gems here, but the losing 10% of life every time you cast, I don't know what it's going to feel like, right? Like we're going to have a decent level of vitality here, but it might end up kind of feeling bad. So just be cautious there. This isn't a blanket recommendation. And then when we go into Act 4, we're going to actually just go straight here, grab Growth and Decay. I like the 15% skill effect duration. This is not in the final tree, but because we're going to have duration in other places, but early on, it's really, really nice. And then we're going to make a beeline down here, Fangs of the Viper, Entropy, grab Blood Siphon. And then this is basically what the tree is going to look like when you get to, killing Kitava in Act 10. Grab Wasting, grab Revenge of the Hunted. I like the movement speed while you're leveling. Later on, the Cannot Be Stunned if you haven't been hit is going to be really nice. Grab Blood Drinker whenever you feel comfortable. I grabbed the +50 max life here. And then I actually grabbed Melding last with some extra life here. And that's about it. This is estimated level 61. After this, you're going to just look at the very, very final tree, which I also have in here. It's just named default right now. And this is the final tree of being about level 80, 85. What it's going to look like, just kind of move a couple things around, but it's basically the same, right? We're going to go up here. We're going to get block. We're going to get life up here, get some jewel sockets, fill those puppies out, and you're off to the races. And that's really it. It's in the notes, but just to be clear, I have told people in the comments in YouTube that I generally would take Withering Presence first through Void Beacon. After testing it last night, I just wanted to double check. Profane Bloom was actually incredible for leveling with the packs. I was one-shotting rares due to the explosion with all the concentrated monsters. It actually just made leveling, clearing all the monsters around me way, way too good. I would actually propose taking Profane Bloom first, then going to Withering Presence, and then Malediction is really nice, but we're not going to have that additional 6th link to put in Punishment, or even 5th link to put in a 3rd curse for a long time. So I would just take Malediction last. All right, I'm over on the right side again. And that's really it for all the notes that I have here. 2 big things that you're going to want to watch out for is Vol side areas. You want to find a Vol Blight ASAP. Hitting Vol Blight is a nice full screen clear. If you ever get overwhelmed, it does a lot of damage. I highly recommend grabbing that when you can. If you have friends in your guild or in global chat that are trying to just trade away Vol Blight for, Vol Double Strike or something, definitely grab that as soon as you can. It's a gigantic quality of life boost. In addition, you can get +1 Chaos Skill Gem wands. The 2 ways to do that are trade in 40% of quality of Chaos Skill Gems, so you can have a bunch of them. You can have 5% quality Chaos Skill Gems with a wand, and you can trade that in, and you can get plus Chaos Skill Gems on your wand, or with a level 2 or 3 wand, which you can get with a brand new character, you can just Alteration and Aug spam it. You're not going to have, it has a very, very high chance of hitting it, but you don't really have that much currency as you're leveling. But, once you get to early maps, that's a really, really quick way to just get a nice boost to your damage. That's what I would recommend doing, once you're in late white maps, probably. So that's really it. I think I discovered my new favorite way to level in this game, at least as an occultist or a witch in general. And I'm excited to just have a new tool in my toolbox. And hopefully this is exciting to you guys. I think the coolest thing about this is you can decide. By the end of Act 3, you'll actually know what the playstyle feels like, and you can just say, hey, I don't like this guy's build, and I'm going to use something else, and that's A-okay. You can know right away, which is really, really cool. But if you do like it, it's just really, really smooth, comfortable leveling. You don't have to be scared of any of the bosses. You can do it safe without getting hit at all, and it's just really nice. So I'm happy with this discovery. Thank you for pushing me to try this out. And then hopefully this helps you guys absolutely dominate and accomplish your goals in Scourge League. So thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great time with this league.